Most people won't support you until you make it. They don't see the early mornings, the late nights, or the frustration behind the scenes. They only see success after it's packaged and pretty. That's just the reality of human nature. People wait for the result before they decide if you are worth their time. You will invite people to your vision and they won't respond, but let success show up. Suddenly everybody's available. That silence while you grind, that's your training ground. Get used to it because it's part of the process. Support is usually reactive, not proactive. Most folks only cheer once there's something to celebrate. That's why you must learn to walk alone without taking it personally. If you rely on people's applause to feel worthy, you'll quit before the curtain opens. Your validation can't come from the outside. It has to come from within. Let your work be your response, not your words. When people don't show up for you, don't get bitter. Get better. Let that be the fire. Let that push you. Some of your best work will come from the moments you felt most overlooked. You will learn that invisibility is your advantage. Nobody disrupts what they don't see. You get to build in peace without judgment, without interruption. Use that because when you finally make it, they won't ask how. They will just want a piece of it. And by then you will have already leveled up so far their recognition won't even matter. Some folks only reach out when they need something. If you listen closely, you will realize they never ask how you are. They only ask what you can do for them. It's a pattern, not a coincidence. It starts small. Can you help with this? Can you cover that? And before you know it, you have become their convenience store. Open 24/7. No appreciation, just expectation. The more you give without boundaries, the more they will take. Not because they are evil, but because you have allowed it. Human nature doesn't check for limits. You have to set them. When you finally say no, they will flip. Suddenly you are selfish. Suddenly you have changed, but you didn't change. You just stop enabling their habits, and now they are uncomfortable. People will treat you how you teach them to. If you give freely with no limits, don't be surprised when you are drained. And the truth is once you are empty, most of them won't stick around to refill you. You can love people and still say no. You can care deeply and still set boundaries. That's not being harsh. That's self-respect. And without self-respect, you will get run over by the people you are trying to save. You are not a doormat. You are not an emotional bank account. Start choosing you. Because the moment you stop being useful, you will find out exactly where you stand. It's not that people are heartless. It's just that survival is their first instinct. Most folks are operating in me-first mode. If it doesn't benefit them, they are not interested. When you are in pain, they will nod, but they are thinking about their problems. It's not personal. It's just how people are wired. Empathy isn't default. It has to be taught. The sooner you accept this, the less disappointed you will be. You will stop expecting everyone to check on you. You will stop waiting for someone to notice your struggle. It's not that they don't care at all. It's just that their capacity is limited. Everyone's carrying something, and most people are more consumed with their load than yours. The people who truly care will show themselves without being asked. You won't have to beg for their attention. They would just be there without conditions. But those people are rare. Value them. In the meantime, learn to stand on your own. Find strength in solitude. Don't let the absence of care from others make you question your worth. You are not invisible. You are just surrounded by distracted people, and that's why you can't put your healing, your motivation, or your future in the hands of other people's attention spans. You expect strangers to doubt you, but it hits different when it's your people. The ones you thought would clap the loudest are sometimes the quietest in the room. It's not that they hate you, it's that your success reminds them of what they are not doing. Your elevation exposes their hesitation, and that's uncomfortable. So instead of supporting you, they avoid you, they throw subtle jabs, they minimize your accomplishments. That's not love, is envy in disguise. And if you don't recognize it, you will let it infect your progress. Don't confuse closeness with loyalty. Just because someone's known you forever doesn't mean they want to see you win. Some folks only liked you when you were struggling because it made them feel superior. When you grow, you challenge their excuses. You prove that change is possible, and some people can't handle that. So they project, they attack, they distance themselves. That's why you have to be careful who you share your dreams with. Not everyone deserves front row access to your growth. Some people need to watch from the back, far back. Keep rising anyway. Let their silence be your soundtrack. Let their absence be your clarity, because real support doesn't flinch when the light hits you. You can give someone your heart, your time, your loyalty, and still it won't be enough for them. Not because you did something wrong, but because some people are just not built to receive what you are offering. You could pour your soul out and still be left standing there empty, wondering what more you could have done. Sometimes love is one-sided, and the harsh truth is it's not always visible at first. You would think you are building something real, but what you are doing is investing in someone who never planned to give back. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's one you will choke on if you don't face it. You'll try harder thinking that effort will change the outcome. You'll compromise, accommodate, and shrink yourself, hoping they will finally see your value. But love doesn't work like that. You can't earn what someone isn't willing to give. You can't force a heart to open that was never unlocked in the first place. Some people love the way you love them, but not enough to reciprocate it. They love your consistency, your compassion, your energy, but they never intended to match it. And the more you give, the more they take. Not maliciously, just naturally. That's how human nature works when it's unexamined and unhealed. You will spend nights asking yourself why. You would think maybe if you change something, they would choose you. But it's not about your value, it's about their capacity. You are loving them at a level they can't return. That's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to recognize when it's happening. Loving someone doesn't mean you have to lose yourself. You can love deeply and still walk away when that love starts costing you peace. You don't owe anyone your continued presence. If they have shown you, they will never be able to meet you halfway. That's not giving up. It's getting real. And the hardest part is realizing they may never understand what they lost because they never fully saw what they had to begin with. When people first meet you, they lock you into a version of yourself that fits their comfort zone. It's not always intentional, but it's real. They remember who you were, not who you are becoming. And when you start changing, growing, doing better for yourself, it creates friction. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're disrupting their image of you. Growth can feel like betrayal to people who benefited from your stagnation. The moment you start moving differently, waking up earlier, setting boundaries, choosing peace, they would say, you are acting brand new. But you're not acting brand new. You're just finally treating yourself like you matter. And for some folks that's uncomfortable to watch. They will say things like, you have changed, as if it's a bad thing. But the truth is they never expected you to grow. They assume you'd stay in the same patterns, live in the same cycle, needing the same validation. The moment you don't play the same role anymore, they don't know how to handle it, and instead of adjusting, they resist. You will notice how people start pulling back when you elevate. They won't clap as loudly. They won't show up as often. Some of them might even try to drag you back subtly, reminding you of who you were, joking about your past, calling your new mindset too serious. Is their way of trying to keep you small because your growth reminds them of their lack of movement. And this is where you have to be solid. You have to understand that evolving means outgrowing. Not everyone will come with you, and that's not your job to fix. You are not responsible for making your change comfortable for others. You are responsible for honoring the person you are becoming, because staying the same to keep others at ease is how people stay stuck for years. You can love them, you can respect the history, but you can't let their comfort zone trap your future. Right? Some people want to keep you in a version of yourself that no longer serves where you are going. And you owe it to yourself to move forward. Even if it means walking alone for a while, you can be the most honest, the most genuine, the most transparent version of yourself, and still be misunderstood. Not because you are unclear, but because some people are committed to seeing you through their lens, not yours. They hear what they want to hear, not what you are saying. It's frustrating because you will find yourself constantly explaining, defending, and trying to correct a narrative that was never based on truth in the first place. You will lose time and energy trying to convince people who have already made up their minds about you without ever taking the time to know you. Some people only see you through the filter of their insecurities, their past traumas, or their assumptions. They don't ask questions. They conclude, and no matter what you say or do, they have already decided who you are. That's not on you, that's on them. You will start to realize that you are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to live your truth. The people who care will make the effort to hear you, not just respond to you. They will listen to understand, not to argue. But those people are rare, and that's why you have to value them when you find them. It hurts when your intentions get twisted. It hurts when your heart gets questioned, especially when you have done nothing but show up real. But the lesson is stop expecting depth from shallow waters. Some folks just don't have the emotional range to get where you are coming from, and that's why you have to keep showing up with integrity even when you are misunderstood. Because your character isn't built on people's opinions. It's built on your consistency, your growth, and your ability to keep going without needing permission from anyone who never cared to know the real you. This world doesn't owe you love, opportunity, forgiveness, or applause. Nobody owes you a call back, a second chance, or a pat on the back for trying. That might sound cold, but it's one of the most freeing truths you can ever learn, because the moment you stop expecting things from people, you start taking control of your own life. Entitlement is a quiet killer. It creeps in when you feel like your effort guarantees a reward, but effort doesn't always equal outcome. You can do everything right and still get overlooked. You can be loyal and still get betrayed. It doesn't mean you failed. It means life is unpredictable and people are flawed. You might think after everything I did for them, they should have been there for me, but life doesn't run on reciprocity. People give what they are capable of, not always what they deserve, and sometimes they just don't have it in them to meet you where you expect it. When you move through life thinking people owe you for your kindness, you set yourself up for constant disappointment. The truth is your kindness should be rooted in your character, not their response. Give because it's who you are, not because you're waiting for a payback. Understanding that no one owes you anything doesn't make you bitter. It makes you powerful. You stop waiting. You stop hoping someone else will hand you the next step. You start building with your own hands. That shift will change your entire approach to progress. You will realize that every win you earn is sweeter because it wasn't guaranteed. Every opportunity you create carries more weight because it came from your grind, not from someone doing you a favor. You stop asking why didn't they and start saying, watch me do it anyway. Time is the one thing you can't get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities and find new ones, but time once it's gone is gone for good. And yet most people treat their time like it's endless, wasting hours on distractions, drama, and dead-end conversations that lead nowhere. People give their time away freely like it's not the most valuable thing they have got. They say yes to things they don't care about. They hang out with people who drain their energy. They scroll for hours, numb to the fact that life is passing by in real time. And then they wonder why they feel stuck, why nothing's changing, why life feels empty. You have to protect your time like it's currency, 'cause it is, Every minute you spend is an investment, and you'd better start checking the return on that investment. Ask yourself, what did I get out of that hour? Did it feed my growth, my peace, my goals, or did it just kill time because I was avoiding responsibility? People don't realize they are wasting their lives until it's too late. They think they have got tomorrow to chase that dream, next week to make that call, next year to fix that relationship. But tomorrow is not promised. Next week might never come. Your time is your life in motion, and the clock never pauses. You will find that once you start valuing your time, your circle shrinks. You will stop entertaining small talk and fake love. You will cut out people who constantly waste your time with the same problems they never plan to solve. You will stop showing up for things that don't serve your purpose just to make others comfortable. The moment you treat your time like it matters, everything changes. You become intentional. You become focused. You stop trying to do everything and start doing the right things. 'Cause at the end of the day, your time is your legacy in the making, and how you spend it is who you become. It's easy to talk about what's wrong. It's easy to point fingers at the system, the boss, the circumstances, and the economy. Most people have mastered the art of explaining why life is unfair. But very few are willing to do the hard work it takes to shift their reality. 'Cause complaining doesn't cost you anything, but changing will cost you comfort. Change means sacrifice. Change means letting go of habits that feel good but don't serve you. It means waking up earlier, taking accountability, cutting off distractions, and getting real about your flaws. And for a lot of people, that's too much to ask. It's easier to stay stuck and blame everything around them than to look in the mirror and start doing something different. Look, you will hear it all the time. People who hate their job but never update their resumes. People who want better health but never change how they eat or move. People who dream big but live small because they never take the first uncomfortable step. They complain about the results they are not getting from the work they are not doing. That's because complaining gives the illusion of effort. When you complain, it feels like you are doing something. You are venting, you are analyzing, you are engaging with the problem, but you are not solving it. You're just repeating it louder, hoping somebody else will fix it for you, or that the situation will magically shift without your input. It becomes a cycle. Wake up, feel frustrated, talk about it, go to sleep, repeat. Days turn into weeks, weeks into years, and before they know it, they are still in the same place, just louder about it. The problem isn't that they don't know what to do. The problem is that they are not ready to do what needs to be done. The people who change their lives are the ones who reach a point where complaining no longer feels satisfied. They get tired of hearing the excuses. They stop waiting for someone to come save them. They stop explaining why they can't die from others doesn't always come from a place of logic. It often comes from limitation. Some people can't see you succeeding because they couldn't see themselves succeeding. Your ambition threatens their comfort. Your vision reminds them of everything they gave up on. So instead of supporting you, they project their fears onto you. They would tell you it's impossible, not because it is, but because it was impossible for them. They will point out every obstacle, every risk, every reason why it won't work. But deep down, they are not talking about you. They are reliving their failure. Your courage exposes what they never had the discipline or faith to try. You will notice how their tone shifts when you start making progress. The jokes become critiques. The advice becomes warnings. The conversations shift from "that's amazing" to "be careful." It's not that they want you to lose. They just don't want to feel left behind, and your growth makes them feel like they are standing still. You might try to hold on to them because the connection feels comfortable, familiar, and safe. But as you evolve, your interests, your values, your goals shift, and so does your need for certain relationships. The things you used to bond over start to lose their significance. The conversations feel repetitive, and the excitement fades into routine. It's not that these people are bad, it's just that they no longer fit the person you are becoming. It's heartbreaking at first because these were the people you trusted, the people you thought you'd always be able to rely on. You invested so much in those relationships, and now they no longer seem to serve you. The shift can feel like betrayal, but it's not personal. It's a natural part of growth. Some people can't go where you are headed because they are still anchored to who they were, not who they are becoming. Or worse, they are content staying where they are. As you step into success, you will learn that comfort and growth are mutually exclusive. You can't have both. You can't expect to grow without experiencing discomfort. You can't expect to achieve without enduring sacrifices. You can't expect to move forward without stepping into the unknown, without facing the fear of failure, without facing the anxiety of uncertainty. But the cost of success is worth it. The discomfort fades. The struggle becomes a part of your journey, and the rewards come when you look back and realize that every sacrifice you made was worth it. Success will cost you comfort, but in return, it will give you a life you couldn't have imagined staying comfortable. Some people will only love you when you're at your lowest, when you're struggling, when things aren't going well. When life is kicking you around, that's when they will show up with their support and their sympathy. They will be the first to tell you how strong you are, how much they care, how they have always had your back. But it's not about you. It's about the way your struggle makes them feel. For some, your pain is a reflection of their insecurities. When you are down, it validates their sense of worth. It makes them feel better about their position in life. You are not an inspiration to them. When you are thriving, you are a reminder of their shortcomings. But when you are struggling, it gives them something to hold on to. It gives them the illusion that they are somehow better, stronger, or more capable. These people are quick to step in when you are at your worst, offering advice or attention. But when you start picking yourself back up, when you start moving forward, when you begin to rise out of your struggles, they back off. They will find a way to distance themselves. It's not because they don't care. Is because your progress makes them uncomfortable. Your success is a threat to their sense of security. What's worse is that they will never openly admit it. They will act as if they are happy for you, but deep down they only feel good when you are in the same place of struggle. They will pretend to be supportive, but when you start winning, they start making excuses. The conversations shift from empathy to critique. Their advice turns into judgment. They have stopped seeing you as an equal, and now see you as someone who's moving too fast for them to keep up with. The truth is some people can't handle your growth because it exposes their stagnation. It's not that they don't want you to succeed, it's that they want to feel superior in your vulnerability. When you are struggling, you feel better about your own life. But once you start thriving, their comfort zone is threatened. And that's when you will see them pull away, and that's a harsh reality, but it's also a necessary one. You can't expect everyone to want the best for you, especially when your success challenges their sense of worth. The lesson here is to recognize who truly supports you for who you are, and who only shows up when your struggles make them feel better about their own lives. Forgiveness doesn't mean you forget what happened. Nor does it mean you allow the person to hurt you again. It simply means you stop permitting them to influence your happiness. When you forgive, you free yourself from the chains of the past, the anger, and the resentment. You let go of the emotional baggage that's been weighing you down, and you start to heal. It's not easy, though. Forgiveness requires vulnerability and strength. It requires you to accept that what was done cannot be undone, but that you can choose how you respond. It means you choose peace over pain, freedom over bitterness, and growth over holding on to past wounds. It's about understanding that holding on to the hurt doesn't change anything. It just keeps you stuck in the same cycle.